This is Dacey, my 1977 Nissan Patrol G60. She's a soft top with a custom soft top, and I've had her for a while, but she's basically just sat outside. I bought this old girl back in 2012. She was already pretty old because she's a 77 model, it's considerably older than I am. But in 2012 I saw her for sale online and picked her up immediately down in Hobart. And I've always had intentions to restore her, but she's sort of just been sitting waiting for me for a very long time and has deteriorated quite a bit since then. Now the cobwebs are new, but the dent in the front here, that was there when I got it. Annoyingly, it had also dented this wing, and this wing had damage along the top. I think these are fiberglass wings, but neither of them are quite usable. This one, I don't know how you can tell, that's bubbled up a lot because it's got metal inside. And over here, this one has obviously had something mounted here. It's in better shape except for the front. Now the rust here on the bonnet, that wasn't there when I bought her. That's happened since she's been sitting, which is very sad. Done it on both sides. All the white spots of stuff growing on it, that's all new too. So basically I have bought a fiberglass bonnet, which I'm getting shipped down to see what that's like. I've also bought some new fiberglass guards for the sides. I might be able to fix this front piece, but I've got plenty of them if I can't, including, I think, yeah, there's one sitting on the wall over there. Now, let's open her up. Every time I open the bonnet, a bit more rust falls off that hood. Now this is not the original engine. I've also owned the car that this engine came out of. It's covered in little surface rust though, so I may not use this engine permanently. It was running when I got it. Over here, beside this other stuff, I have another G60 motor. This is from an earlier model. This is, I think, from a 64 fire truck. And this one was also running and had done very few Ks. So I might, probably miles for this one, I might be putting this engine into this car. Now you might notice that tunnel there is the wrong colour. That's because that came out of the same car as the engine. Now the main reason I chased down Dacey when I had a collection of G60s already by this point was not the soft top or the shortness or anything else, which is all awesome, but it was this. This gear lever shows the reason. It has 5 numbers on it. Now most G60s, well all G60s that Nissan made out of the factory, came with a 3-speed gearbox. And there are no synchros between first and second, which makes it a bit difficult if you're not used to that. And I'm very much not. Now, back in the day, Marx Adapters, or the company that's become Marx Adapters, it was known as Marx 4 Drive back then, made a 5-speed gearbox. And they're very uncommon, and they're worth quite a bit. And this car had one, so that's why I chased it down. Now, of course, there should be a seat here. The other seat, which is very much aftermarket seats, is sitting here in the back, along with the number plates, which had fallen off, but they're still there, so that's the original plates. Overall, the interior is not in too bad a state. She's filthy, she's been sitting for, I guess it's probably 8 years now. That solar panel there was keeping the battery topped up, but it didn't last that long. That's where the battery should live. Now, one of the places these normally go wrong, and go very rusty, are the door seals. Now these door seals aren't perfect, but comparatively they're in relatively good shape. There's certainly some rust there, but I've seen far, far worse. And this is the passenger side door. Again, some rust, but she's not too bad. Now I had these things attached to the back just so I stopped walking into them, but that's where the spare wheel should hang. Obviously, the other place they go wrong is back here, and looking at that popping out there, she's a bit rusty inside, so that'll be interesting. It's also pretty obvious that tow bars had a hard life, and so has the little light assembly here. Now, considering how long this car's been sitting outside, the soft top has survived particularly well. Now, inside, she's grubby, that's the door skin there for the other door, so I'll need to be cleaning that out very shortly. and you can see it does have a roll cage. Underneath, she's clearly messy, but she's not in too bad a shape, from what I can see. Also, rather disturbingly, there's a fair bit of bubbling rust here. I don't know how hard that's going to be to fix, or if I need to use a different windscreen. Back in 2011, I got my first 360. It was a ute, came with a winch. I was quite happy, and then I found some more and bought some more, and at one point I had, I think, 8 of these things. I have scrapped 2 of them since, and the others are sitting outside of my parents' place as spares. Now, at the same time, my best mate got himself a Land Rover, and he was still living at his parents' place, so he started work on his and stripped it down, and got the chassis sprayed and did a heap of work. And then got a bit distracted and moved out of home, and actually moved in with me for a while. And then got engaged to my sister, and then got married, and bought a new house, and built a shed, and they've now got a daughter, and so life just got hectic. But he has finally brought his Land Rover home to start working, and I have finally gotten around to putting this old girl in the shed, and hopefully I'll start working too. Now, the reason I'm filming stuff is just for a bit of reference, so I can see what I've done, and as a bit of a way of keeping myself honest and making sure I keep making progress, so if people can ask, well, why haven't you done anything? When I first got her, I didn't have a shed, so I got this shed built, which took way longer than it should have done, and then I was lining it and building shelving and all sorts of excuses that really don't mean anything. So I'm finally going to start work on the thing, but before I do, I've got more excuses. I need to install some extra lights in the shed, because when you work all day, you have to work at night. So, yep, I've got some fluoros in there, but I need some more of these LED spotlights. So, a trip to Bunnings, and let's see what we can do. Are you scared of the dark? That's some light.